feats we've ever accomplished in modern times is sending a person to the moon. If you believe that story, I think I do. Okay, so they get out and they come back with rocks. They go all that way, spend all that money, and the first thing they bring back is rocks.
That's the most important.
Yes. So we're going to go into the Stone Age now, knowing that we've always needed rocks, and we have never quit needing rocks. Okay, ready? This is an imagination game again. Who might have been the first person to make a tool? They might have done it not intentionally. So we're going to talk about the 5 ways to get into a cobble. One of them is called haphazard percussion. Haphazard just means you're going to take a rock and you're going to throw it at some other rocks, and parts are going to come off. And you pick up the sharp edges and you do stuff with it. Now, we're going to pretend like we're those people. We're the same people. We're still us. But we're all together. But we aren't the main predator at this time I'm talking about. We might have been the smallest, weakest creature who just picked up bones after the big saber-tooths ate the mammoths. So we're hiding up on top of a boulder under an oak tree. It's a hot, sunny day and we're in the shade, but we're up away from all the creatures that want to eat us, from the mosquitoes, chiggers, all the way to the saber-tooths and cave bears. And we're hiding, so close your eyes and think of yourself hiding with your friends. It's the same group of people. And you're eating a snack. Your snack happens to be the grubs that are inside the acorns. And they get rid of all the bitter and they keep all the tasty butter flavor. So you're eating these little white worms that are delicious. Tastes just like a pine nut. Buttery, white bugs, worms. And they're delicious. They taste like your favorite noodle, like goldfish, those cracker goldfish. And you're having them and you're being quiet. Why are you being quiet? Anybody know why we're being quiet?
Because we don't want to get eaten.
We don't want to get eaten, but we also want to watch other creatures that don't like us. And guess who's afraid of us? Guess who's even afraid of mice? Big, hairy mammoths are afraid of little creatures. And so guess where they are? They're out on the plains. We're in the foothills on a big boulder watching the grassy plains. Can you imagine that? Close your eyes and see the grassy plains. And the big hairy elephants coming your way. And why are we hiding in this spot? Because there's a bunch of elephant scat, or poop, underneath the shady side of this cliff. And that's where they rest every day at noon. So we're just for entertainment eating grubs and looking at those mammoths coming our way. And they finally get to the edge of the cliff and they go to sleep in the shady side on the north side of that big rocky spot. And we're looking at them and they don't even know we're here. It's so much fun. We're about 40 feet above them and we're really quiet. And we're watching them breathe. And we're watching them dream because their eyelids are fluttering. And they're beautiful to us. We actually like their meat, but we've never been strong enough to get one. We just left with the leftovers after the saber-tooths go away. But we know how they taste. We're starting to get hungrier. We're tired of grubs. But this day is the beginning of a new era. A huge discovery. You can open your eyes now if you want. Think of one of us being this big guy named Grog. And Grog's not the smartest guy, but he's the strongest and the funnest. And he knows how to think up weird ideas. And everybody, you've probably done this before, but I want you to take your right hand or your left hand, anyone you like, and I want you to block out somebody so they're not even there anymore.
Nope.
Oh, you don't exist. My hand is bigger than your entire body. Now I want you to block out like that truck over there. Okay. Now I want you to block out the entire universe. Whoa! And if we had some mountains around here, we could block out huge mountains.
Let's block out the sky.
Yeah, let's block out the entire sky. Okay,
Ah.
so all of a sudden, Grog gets this big idea. He's looking at the little teeny sleeping hairy elephants down there. And he's looking at this big boulder right here. And he's thinking, what if I push this big boulder on those little teeny sleeping elephants? I wouldn't know what happened. So he comes up with the count of, because we don't know numbers yet. And he goes, which means everybody come here. And he goes, oh. And then the women go, dinner. And one of them says, go get a fire going. Be quiet. So we all get together on the count of push that boulder. And it goes. And we miss. But it's the beginning of a brand new era. Because what that big boulder hits is another big boulder. But one of them is made out of a glassy, flint-like agate or obsidian. And it shatters. And on that bright sunny day, even in the shade, we keep seeing glittering skylight bouncing off those shards of rock. And it's so beautiful, even from way up where we're at, that we can't wait to get down there. So we run around the slope side of the hill. The first one there's Grog. He's faster, stronger. And he picks a piece up and goes, which means it's letting my rat out. But then he's got a brilliant idea. And he picks one up a little bit more carefully the second time. And he's looking at the rear ends of those fuzzy elephants that are running off into the open sunlight in the grass. And they're saying in their language, which means the sky is falling, the sky is falling. They don't know what made that thing come out of the sky, but they're not going to sleep there anymore for a while. But Grog goes, in his language, I'll translate. Someday, I'm going to cut off all of your scraggly dreadlock hair. And then I'm going to cut off your skin and I'm going to wear it. And I'm going to slice your meat into thin slices and put seawater on it and then hang it in the trees to dry and be the inventor of high-protein portable snack foods.
Yay!
Now, if you believe that version of our development, I'm not sure I always do, but this really changed things. Being able to have a sharp edge to do woodworking, to make different types of tools, made us better hunters, made us better basket makers. We began to modify our surroundings. So who's heard the word technology?
I use technology.
Yes, do you know, all of us do. In fact, the clothing we're wearing is a type of tool. Our shoes, those glasses, what? The chairs.
Technology is just a kind of tool. When people think of technology, they think of computers and all that. But no, something as simple as a
I don't think they're going to cook
Right.
your food anymore.
So did you hear her?
I don't need to cook my
Did you fine young men listen to that fine young girl tell you the truth just now? Because guess what? If you go to the dictionary and look up the word technology, guess what it is? It's a pretty short sentence. The study and use of tools.
Wow.
So technology is not only the tools, it's the study of tools. Now here's my story now. Did you know that our ancestors are the reason we're here? And that if you took one of your direct line ancestors out of your line, you wouldn't be here today? So you can go back all the way to your first ancestors. If you remove one, you aren't here today. Did you know that our tools have the same ancestry? That our tools have a great-great-grandpa and grandma just like we do? In fact, without us, there would be no tools, except a few simple ones. What other animals besides us use tools?
Sea
Assuming, who?
Sea otters.
Sea otters. What others?
There are some toads that use rocks to raise water
Yes.
levels.
Yep.
Baboons.
Baboons. Apes. Beavers. Birds. Raccoons. So,
Raccoons. The trash pandas.
what's one? Listen to this one.
No. That
Oh, is this one?
Oh, is that okay? Now okay, but here, this is what I'm going to ask you now. Is that a tool or a cooperation? Because here's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to give you the David Holladay definition of technology. And first we got to say it cave people way. Ready? Technology. Can you say technology? Technology. 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 That was the cave word for tools. Technology. Okay, so
I'm good at it.
technology is the beginning of understanding that we can make something to make a tool to make a tool. So although those fish are helping other fish, they aren't a tool. So here's my definition. Anything outside your body that you pick up and use to accomplish a task, anything that's not connected to you or somebody else, because I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger use somebody as a shield from bullets. Just picks them up and they shoot the person and he throws the dead body down. So there's people in movies who use people for a shield from bullets. Is that really a tool?
No.
If you use people for tools, is that like a rude, evil thing? Yes.
That's
Right. So we're going to talk about any inanimate object that any animal picks up and uses to accomplish a task that isn't connected to their body naturally. That's tool making. Now, I'm going to just give you one funny example, my favorite. I got lots of them. Because there's bears that can't quite bite into a bone, and they'll grab it and they'll smack it against a boulder with their strong neck muscles, and they'll crack the bone in half. That's using that rock as a hammer.
to get the
An anvil. The bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my favorite one, if you wanted to eat a lot of delicious food out of your fridge, could you just like set some dynamite charges on it and get back far away and go, and just blow the door off and go and eat it all? You could, but could you use that refrigerator again ever?
No.
Did you know that there's some baboons and monkeys in Africa that they go up to a termite mound and they determine whether it's occupied or not by listening? Couldn't they just tear it apart and eat handfuls? Could they do that again tomorrow? So what do? They take a twig and they stick it in there and they wait. They have watches. Did you have watches? Yeah, we got two of them. And we sit and we watch for a little while. We watch. So they check their watch and then they pull that stick out and they have like a little termite popsicle. And then they stick the same stick back in the same hole. And the termites inside, they don't know where their buddies are going, but it must be fun because everybody keeps going out that hole. They don't understand that there's something out there eating their buddies. There you go. That's technology. Okay, so there's a lot of creatures, and he said sea otters. You know what's cool about them? They might use the same, they put a rock on their chest, they go down and get a bunch of clams, and then they smash the clams on there to pop them open. But they get the perfect one and they'll stash them in kelp beds, and they'll generation after generation will use the same rock to where you can start seeing a pattern in it that shows that it's multi-generational tool. That makes them a lot more like humans. But humans, us, we're the only ones on planet Earth that make a tool to 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 make a tool. And so our tools, yes, our tools are generally a nice record of our development and who we are.
They're multi-purpose.
Yes, and we are so silly that we'll even go to a junkyard and buy tools from a long time ago that don't even work anymore just so we can remember how cool our appreciation of. We buy cars from a long time ago that don't run just so we can fix them up and drive around them and feel like that we appreciate we like ourselves so much that we study our own tools as a way of studying history. So that's my story. That's all I wanted to share with